Hi everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. Today we're at Orr Cadillac in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is the 2023 Cadillac Escalade. It's the sport trim level, and this is the ESV, so it's going to have the most interior space. And I tell you what, there's a lot going on here. You have a very cool interface as far as the cockpit goes, as far as the dashboard and the infotainment screen goes. It's very roomy, definitely going to have plenty of cargo capacity here. And if you are looking for something that's high performance, the Escalade V debuts for the 2023 model here, something that may actually put the Cadillac Escalade into the category of what I would call neck-snapping performance. If they get one in here at the dealership, we will definitely take a look at it. But for now, let's take a look at what you can get with this particular model. If you're looking for something with an aggressive exterior look, well, this is definitely it. With the way that the current generation is a little bit more boxy, but yet has a little bit more of a rounded look to the fender area right here as far as everything goes above the tires. It's kind of an interesting combination of the aggressive kind of sporty look coming together. It looks very well. Everything, as you can imagine here, is going to be LED. Headlights, daytime running lights, everything here. Now, one thing I do want to point out, if you notice that flickering effect right there with the lights, people ask me, Tom, how do I make my vehicle do that? You don't. You have to film it with a GoPro like I'm doing right here for that to happen. So just in case anybody's wondering. And then if you'll notice, we have a very different look here with the badging on the vehicle. You're going to see that around not only there on the front end, but a few other areas of the vehicle, the monochromatic look. We're also going to have the blackout package here. Some of the logos are blacked out to make it look, well, obviously a little more sporty. This is the sport trim level, by the way. So overall, quite a bit going on here. We do have, even though they're just fixed in place right now, I can show you something interesting here. You'll notice that that side step right there is fixed in place, but you'll notice that you don't actually see it on this side. That's because they're actually power. So when you open the doors, they're going to deploy. With the way the mode is set up right now for a demo mode or whatever, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. It won't work in that respect for me at the moment, but just so you know, it is something that does work. And something else that's interesting here, you don't pull on the door handles. I don't know how good of an image or a view I can give you. There's actually a button inside here that allows you to open the door. So you just push on that for the front, push on that with the rear. Very simple to do. And then when you come back here, you don't have a button underneath this area like you normally would on a lot of SUVs that you would push to open this power rear door. We're just going to push right there on the logo, and there we go. That's going to reveal our nice large cargo area, a lot of capacity there. And unlike the Jeep Grand Wagoneer, where you have to push a button right here, I think a lot of us are so used to pushing the buttons up here that it's almost kind of a strange experience to do that. At least it is for me. I know that. And then here on the rear, we're going to have the exhaust finishers. You can see what we have right here as far as that goes. Not actually connected, but it does look nice. So quick look there, you can see there's the actual exhaust, but it does give it a nice finished look. What's under the hood that's producing that exhaust? Let's talk about that. Under the hood of this big SUV is big horsepower. This is the 6.2 liter V8. It puts out 420 horsepower and 460 pounds-feet of torque. You definitely want something good and strong to motivate this model to get down the road with no problem. It's made to do a 10-speed automatic transmission. You're going to have your air ride suspension. It does have a very comfortable ride for such a large SUV. And we'll take a look here at our power adjustable side view mirrors. Got the turn signal indicators built in. I don't have them on right now. Body colored mirror caps. And then these are not only power adjustable, they're also power folding. So what I'm going to do is, let's see if we can show you everything at one time. I'm going to push this button on the right hand side right here. And what's going to happen when I do that? Mirrors are going to fold in. So many things that I know a lot of you like to know about, including, does it have those turn signal indicators in the side view mirrors? Are they power folding? And does it have remote start? There you go right there. You've got your remote start here on the remote itself. A very nice, sturdy remote, very compact. It's not too big, but not too small. Definitely going to get the job done on everything you need. And with this model having all of the black, it just looks perfect. The black 22-inch wheels are going to accent everything perfectly with the black exterior, black interior. And it makes these tinted windows look a little bit darker than they really are. Going to have those roof rails up top. I did show you a little bit earlier that we do have the panoramic sunroof right here. And we finish things off with the nice large rear roof spoiler. And kudos to Cadillac, something I really like to see. A very clean rear window here. Why is it clean? Because there's no exposed rear window wiper. That's hidden away nicely and neatly up here within the rear roof spoiler. And I told you have a 22-inch wheel here, but what about tire size? 275 on the width. We're gonna have a 50 series sidewall, and you really like having a good sized sidewall like that because that contributes to smoother ride quality, even though with the air ride here, that's gonna help as well. But if you had a lower profile tire, it wouldn't absorb the bumps on the road quite as well as that 50 series sidewall. You do have a spare tire as well. I can't give our typical undercarriage shot because we're shooting here in the showroom, but it's a 275 on the width, 60 on the sidewall, and a 17-inch wheel. So it's not a full-size spare, but you know what? It's good to know that you do have the spare tire here. And speaking of tires and wheels, let's say you're mechanically inclined and you can change a tire, but maybe you don't know what this is for. You'll notice all the lug nuts here look the same except for this one. That's called a wheel lock. Let me show you what that's all about in case you didn't know. So in the glove box, most likely this is where this is going to be in just about any vehicle. I don't even know if I can get this out or not, but I'm gonna try. If I do it one-handed, looks like I can. This is called a wheel lock. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna insert this into the lug wrench, and then it's gonna fit neatly onto the wheel lock right there. The wheel lock key will fit on there. And the thing is, these come specific for your vehicle. So that means that somebody can't just go on eBay or Amazon and pick one of these up and steal your wheels. And this is really the ultimate when it comes to, well, anything you want to do with it. 7,000 to 7,500 pounds is going to be your towing numbers. So in case you want to take the boat or whatever you want to tow around with your Escalade, you know what you have where all of that is concerned. There is going to be extra storage space here underneath the floor. That always comes in at nice and handy. And I like the fact that you can control everything here with your buttons right here. So we're gonna push the buttons right there and let all of that go down. Looks like you will have to hold those down to do that. Now here's a little trick for you. We're gonna push those buttons right there and let the middle row seats go down. Now you'll have to put those back up manually, but you do have the power seats to raise them back up here in the rear seating area. And cargo capacity comes in at 42.9 cubic feet, up to a maximized, when we lower everything down, which we just did earlier, 126.6 cubic feet. Quite a bit of space in here. You could fit literally anything and everything. In fact, if Aunt Edna is being unruly on your road trip, you don't have to put her up there on the top. You could just fit her back here. And one little trick for troubleshooting here that a lot of you may want to know about, you're gonna notice that we have the power door here. If you ever come back here and go to open that and it won't open, well, don't go too crazy, don't call service, don't run into the dealership real quick. The first thing I would recommend doing is coming right here and checking this setting on the button right here or on the knob right here, because you can change how far that door opens, max 3/4, or you can turn it off. So if you want to make sure that that's where the problem is, check right here, because it could be set to off instead of set to 3/4 or max, and that way you save yourself some trouble and some time. And taking a look in through the rear door, let's just take a look at what we have. I'm gonna have the soft touch materials here, and you know, I almost feel like I'm testing for the doneness of a steak when I poke on it like that. The armrest test is much better. Just put your arm up there. That definitely makes a difference. It is soft, it is comfortable, the nice materials here. Kind of a wood grain look, but it also has the gloss black look as well. So a nice combination where all of that is concerned. Nice large door bends right here. And then we're gonna have the Escalade logo there on the door sill. Now, let's just look at a couple of things here as far as how to get into the back seat area. You could go through the pass-through right there, or you can do exactly what I've done right here. And notice the tracks right here. You can actually move these seats back and forth and increase or decrease rear leg room space for rear seat passengers. So depending on where all of that is set, well, we'll leave that seat right there. But even with this seat on the passenger side that's all the way back, I've got plenty of leg room. And I could kind of stretch out a little bit more because of the pass-through right there if I wanted to, but there is a lot of space back here. Even headroom. Yep, at 5'10", that's how much space I have above my head. We're gonna have the air conditioning vents back here as well. Your lighting, quite a bit of space. But if we need more space, well, you can hop over here onto the driver's side. That seat is a little far forward, maybe if one of the kids was sitting there or something like that. But I mean, look at all that leg room that is there. Quite a bit. And then we're gonna have cup holders here, USB connectivity. Obviously gonna have your seat belt right there. And there's that panoramic sunroof, a nice view, although we're just getting a view of what's in the showroom here. But let's say that the kids are sitting here and the adults don't want to climb through the pass-through right here. Well, all you have to do is pull right there once and then pull again, and it gets right up and out of the way. And the nice comfortable seats for the middle row seat passengers here, going to have the armrest. They can fold down and be moved out of the way if necessary. All the controls here for the air conditioning vents and the power back here, air speed, fan speed, all that good stuff. And you're going to have connectivity options down there on the bottom portion. And you might say, well, where are the cup holders for the middle row seat passengers? There you go. Very easy to do, very simple. But I tell you what, we're just getting started because we're going to hop into the front seat and see what you'll find there. And by the way, I know a lot of people know about this, but there are some people who don't know about this. So let me share this. Here are how you activate the child safety locks. You can see the lock mechanism right there and the arrow. So when this switch is in this position towards the back of the door, that means the child safety locks are inactive. When they're down like that, they are active. So just in case you were curious about that, well, that's how you do that. Fairly common in this day and age. And now here we go into the front seat area through the passenger side door. Again, the steak poke test, right? See how done that is? It feels kind of medium, maybe medium rare. Pretty comfortable, so that when you put your arm up there, it really is pretty soft. Good bit of space right here for the door bin for the front seat passenger. And then you're definitely gonna have a lot of comfort going on here with the seats. Yes, those are speakers that are built into the headrest, so great sound quality for everybody here. And we'll go ahead and hop on inside and take a look around. Yes, these are heated and ventilated seats. You would expect that to likely be the case. We do have quite a bit going on here. A lot of space in here. The nice felt material, very comfortable. If you're having a bad day, you can just rub your hand on there, make you feel better. I don't know. Would that really work? I don't know. But more of that gloss black, kind of combination of gloss black and wood grain look as far as the trim goes here. And I like the fact that from this angle, you can see the curvature to the screen right here. Very driver focused. In fact, this whole area of the dashboard kind of curves towards the driver. Driver focused, I really like that. And then you'll see more of that same material here. We hide away our cup holders. Gonna have a couple of options on USB connectivity right there. You can hide those back away again if we want to. And then the very large combination, if it's a multitasker, combination of an armrest for the driver and passenger and the center console lid. More connectivity right here. A couple more options there. And there is a decent amount of space in there. You also have this little removable tray if you want to use that, or you can take that out depending on what the situation is. And let's take a quick look here at what we have with the visors for the sun visors. There's the vanity mirror. There I am. Hi, everybody. I know I spend a lot more time behind the camera than I used to, but it's okay. And then check this out. See how far back this goes? You are not going to have any trouble here on the passenger side or on the driver's side hiding away, blocking away the sunlight. And before we hop into the driver's seat, I did want to show you one more thing that's here. It's going to be the soft close doors. So if you don't close the doors all the way, no problem. The Escalade will take care of that for you. It's not one of those situations where if you notice you didn't close the door all the way that you have to bump it like you used to a long time ago. So that way you don't do any damage to the bodywork of your high dollar Escalade. And remember I said you have the heated and ventilated seats. Here's how you're going to control all of that. Here on the driver's side, we do have 2 settings for seat memory and everything else you're likely used to seeing right there. And then we're going to have the power adjustable, tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. I'm going to hop on up in here. Everything here is digital. It really looks cool. In fact, let me just turn a couple of things on. We're going to start this thing up for just a quick second because we're sitting in here in the dealership. So I don't want to do that for long, but here's what we have. You do have the nice head-up display, and then I like the fact that you have augmented reality. In fact, we've got that up on the dashboard right here. So the advantage to that is that you can use that with navigation. That's a good thing. It's actually going to have arrows on there that are letting you know what's going on with the vehicle as far as everything goes. We'll make this real quick here. I don't want to leave this on for too long since we're sitting inside here, but here are your camera views. You have quite a few different views. You're going to have wide, you're going to have your overhead, side views, all that good stuff. It's all here. In fact, you can even go around the vehicle if you want to and take a look at everything. But don't want to leave that on for too long because I don't want to drown anybody out or make them struggle with the fumes that the vehicle will produce. But we'll take a quick look here at what we have. You do have, of course, your navigation built in here on the screen. Let's see if that'll come up. I don't know if it'll come up without the ignition on. Yeah, there we go. So you can see what you have there. You can go to map. You can go here to search. If you have recents, well, I probably don't have to tell you what's there. You have favorites. And then I like the fact that you do have all of your options right here. If you want to go get coffee, well, all you have to do is push that option right there. If you need fuel, which this vehicle does, we could hit fuel on there. It will be absolutely no problem. Quite a bit going on here. I mean, it is awesome to see what has happened here so much. But the thing that I like is that it's so simple to learn and use. You can pair your phone. You can do all of that good stuff. You can use your rear climate settings right here if you want to go and change that up, which I can't really do right now because it's not on back there, but you get the idea, I think, as to what is there. Here is everything for the front climate. And so you can see what all you have right there. There is your shifter, a very simple shifter, but tell me what you think about that. Do you like the shifter here, or would you rather see it on the column? I know everybody has their preferences on that. And you might notice what's right here and wonder, what is that? That is part of Super Cruise. So what happens, I can't demonstrate that here, but that basically allows the vehicle to drive itself in the right conditions, basically driving out on the interstate. So at those higher speeds, you need to have good markings on both sides of the road. And the vehicle will basically drive itself. It will brake. It will, if it needs to change lanes, it will do that. It will even use the blinkers itself. It's a better driver than some of you are, especially here in Shreveport, Louisiana. And it uses the blinkers every single time. It does everything it needs to do. It changes lanes to the left and to the right and all that kind of stuff. So I do have a full video on that using a GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate. So basically the same thing. But you can see what all is here as far as your different settings go, controls for the radio and all that good stuff. But there is so much going on here. It's so simple to use. So tell me down in the comments section, do you think the 2023 Cadillac Escalade is better than the new Jeep Grand Wagoneer L? It definitely has some advantages over it. I know one of my favorites is the fact that you don't have to go in here and actually push the button on the interior there to close this rear door. And there's a couple of other things you can do with that that make that super simple. But is it better? What do you think about that? So if you plan on coming into Cadillac and buying this Escalade or anything else that's out there on the lot, check out the link down in the description of the video and tell whoever you come in and talk to that Tom from Vehicle Visionary sent you. So got to say a special thanks to my friends here at the dealership for loaning me this Escalade for the day, or giving me access at least here in the showroom. Sure is a lot easier to shoot videos when you're inside instead of outside. Also have to say a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.